I got it now. Everybody's
Okay.
apart from you, Chris.
All right. Thank you. That's much better. Now can everybody hear me? At least you can, right? So I'm suspecting everybody can. Is it? Yes. Okay. Perfect. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate that. All right. Well, again, welcome to the call, and I appreciate each and every one of you because I know it's early in Australia, and we do have a very unique and exciting opportunity for each and every one of you. Now, despite the fact that the Quick Deals and Quick Eats platform won't necessarily be live in Australia anytime real soon, the good news is really the purpose of getting involved in this organization today is to understand where we're headed, and it gives you an opportunity to literally buy in this amazing digital currency that we own here in the US that will be a worldwide currency soon enough at a ridiculous price, which is just 2 cents. I think you've seen the video where, you bought into Bitqyck, literally, in 2013. If you put $1,000 in, then you'd be over a 58 millionaire today. I mean, it's just crazy what Bitcoin was able to do. And yet we've got a much better model to grow exponentially. There's 700 currencies in the marketplace. So it's not like this is new, and it's definitely the wave of where digital currency is going and currency as a whole is going. So to be on the forefront of that is pretty special. Now, with that being said, we've got some international ability for you guys in the very near future. I wish I could share that with you today. And I'm not trying to hide anything from you. It's just that I from corporate standpoint, I can't release that information to you yet. What I can share with you is this thing is blowing up in the US. And if you know anything about eBay and Amazon, we're just following their model. And they blew up in the US, they blew up across the world. And we're using the exact same affiliate model, except for one very important thing. Anybody and everybody that enrolls in our company can earn really an incredible income and be an owner of our company. And that's where the rubber meets the road. Every one of you in Australia can be an owner in our company by simply purchasing Bitqy. That's never been done before. People ask me, are you guys gonna be a public company? We're already public. See, the other guys can't go back. Facebook can't go back. eBay can't go back. Amazon can't go back. Travelzoo can't go back. Groupon can't go back. So we are the first company, literally in existence, to be an open market company on the blockchain than anybody has ever envisioned before. That alone is super powerful. And the fact that we're following a multi-billion-dollar industry is second to none. It's not like we're trying to create a new wheel. What we've done is we've taken a square wheel and we have put a radial tire on that thing, and we're gonna let that thing rock and roll down the street because it's that smooth. Everybody in Australia, imagine this just for a minute. Everybody in Australia who's currently on Groupon would love to be a part of this platform when we make it to Australia, when we are ready, willing, and able to do it right the first time in Australia. And that's key. You don't want us to come in haste just to open up for your benefit. Trust me, you're going to have plenty of benefit by getting involved with us today and literally setting your game plan in place so that when we are ready, willing, and able, you guys it's a slam dunk for you, okay? Nowhere in the history of my generation has ever been able to make a millionaire's income by never literally spending a penny. Think about that for a minute. You don't have to spend a penny to get involved with us. Now, if you want to buy Bitqy at 2 cents, I highly recommend it. But as we come to Australia, if you've got people that you would just love and dearly want to help, it could be a single mom with no money. She's got 4 kids. She lost her husband in one capacity or another, and she's barely living paycheck to paycheck. We've got a business model that could give her a retirement account, give her a savings account, give her a college education for her kids, simply by participating as an affiliate with us. Now, if that doesn't ring a bell with some of you, I don't know what would, because that's how special this relationship is. Every business that comes on board can literally build their own cash flow account, have complete ownership in our business model way beyond the deal itself. We're going to drive new customers. We're going to drive more money per transaction, 70% versus 50%. We're going to pay them in 7 days versus 60 days like Groupon does. And we're going to give them stock in our company. Think about that. Now there's an advertising company, a global advertising company in the market space that is literally going to have a vested interest in every business's success and vice versa. Now the customer has a compelling reason to go back to that facility more often every time a deal comes on our platform. Every single business, you'll be motivated as a consumer, just as a consumer. You're going to be motivated to visit this platform. Why? Every time you do so, you're earning stock in our company and you're acquiring more Bitqy, which is likely to raise in significant value. Now, I can't promise you folks a single dollar because we're just simply not allowed to. But if you follow the trend of what Bitcoin was able to do, and you put an e-commerce model like we have today into that fold, man, it's going to be powerful. It's going to be so sweet. We did an example this weekend live on Facebook. I hope some of you saw it. If you didn't, I'm sure Anthony can get it to you. It's on multiple social media sites today. But the example is this. There's one merchant, it's called Guido's. It's a $69 transaction. And at the end of the day, he does 3,500 transactions in a single 60-day period. What our company is able to do with somebody like that is not only does he get the benefit of more cash immediately and within 7 days and the new customers, but he would have earned 906,000 Bitqy. I want that to register with everybody just for a minute. 906,000 Bitqy on 3,500 transactions at a deal that was at $69. Now, if that Bitqy goes to $1, we almost made him a millionaire, literally within a 60 to 90 day period. Think about that. How about the enroller? How about the person that went ahead and got Guido himself? Nothing more than could have been a friend, could have been somebody saw him on Groupon and went to him and said, listen, I've got something so significantly better than Groupon. Oh, by the way, you don't have to drop Groupon, but this thing is going to pay you sooner, going to pay you more often, or pay you more money and pay you in 7 days, and going to reward you with common stock in their company. They truly have a vested interest in your success. And they signed him up. Well, that person would have earned 906,000 Bitqy on one merchant with 3,500 transactions at a deal at $69. Think about that. Think about all the business owners you own. People are the ones you don't know, but you're an aggressive individual and you want to go out and basically share the good news because it's truly good news. I call it somewhat gospel when you think about it. It's just something you want to share constantly. But we're not there in Australia yet. But when we come, that opportunity is all yours. When we have the international plan available to you, which may be available here certainly by the end of this month, because we've got a big closing here in the US, and you have an opportunity to be a part of that closing. What I mean by that is that one is by investing in Bitqy. And we've got multiple plans for you that I'm sure Anthony or Brett can share with you. And Brett, if you want, I can go through the benefits of the $1,000 package or the $600 package. Do you want me to go that far? Has everybody seen that? Would I be duplicating myself?
Hopefully most people that are on here have registered and they would have seen the plans when they registered. But probably maybe the business enroller certificates. I'm not quite sure if you can maybe explain what those are. And certainly when I registered, I noticed that there was an option for to register as a business. So even though we might not be available now in Australia, are you taking pre-registrations for businesses, or what's the deal there?
As long as the business truly understands that we're not going to be able to launch in Australia until we're ready, willing, and able to, and legally able to do. Okay, we're not going to enter any country unless it's the timing is right and all the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted. Okay, and that's really important. To pre-enroll is painless. You simply, put a business under your ID, and they're locked in for you for life. And so if we open up in 6 months, or it wouldn't be 6 years, but if we open up in 3 to 6 to 12 months down the road, that person would be locked in for you. And as long as he knows that up front, or she knows that up front, meaning the business, and that they're not being misled in any way, shape, or form, there's really no harm or foul in that, especially if you've got some close business relationships. And really the ones that you really want to tackle would be, and somebody's asked me to explain the packages, so I'd be happy to do that. But really the ones you want to concentrate on when you're talking about a business such as this is high traffic businesses, or businesses that are very well known in your town. What I mean by that is I'm originally from Hawaii, and I put 400 merchants in my own database management loyalty card. And the reason why it works so well in Hawaii is I had true local businesses that had been there forever. I mean, I'm talking like 50 years, 35 years. And they had a massive following of individuals, or I should say just consumers, basically throughout our town or throughout the islands. And so that made my loyalty card extremely compelling. The same will happen here. If you've got some great restaurants, you've got some great service places with true brand name recognition, and it doesn't have to be necessarily a national chain. It just needs to be somebody within your community that is well recognized and has lots of transactions, because that's really where the benefit is for everybody. Now, it doesn't mean you can't sign up a small business. We want to help every single business possible that can create a worthwhile deal on our platform. Again, there's going to be some qualifiers there. We want the good people or the good businesses on board that can drive volume, because that helps everybody, keep the thing going. So,
Chris, can I just ask a question on that before we move on to the packages? So, like, some of our good friends are business owners, but they also know other business owners. So, would those friends be better if they register as a business? Can then they go ahead and register other businesses, or do they need to register as an affiliate and then sign up their business underneath them and obviously other businesses? Or can a business basically register another business in the system?
Yeah, it's an excellent question. So thank you for asking it. First of all, a business cannot enroll himself. That's first and foremost. Somebody came to the business and offered him an opportunity. However, there's two things that are critically important for this business owner. He's going to make an income and have more shares and more stock by truly referring his business colleagues. Now they're all his. You follow me? So his original enrollment is through another affiliate. However, he is absolutely, and we want him to, enroll as many of his business colleagues as possible. That's number one. And yes, he would be compensated in cash, and he would be compensated in stock, or in this case, Bitqyck. Okay, so that's the answer to number one. The answer to the second thing I'd like to point out here is one of the most powerful things he could also do is to enroll as many customers of his as possible. The reason for that is when those customers go to other businesses within our platform, guess what? He is earning Bitqyck, so more stock and more coins, and he's earning cash. And when I was in Hawaii doing my card, I had a dominating player. He was a tire shop of all places. And he enrolled over an 8-year period, 46,000 customers of his own. Why? There was a benefit for him. Not as good as this one by far, because that was a decade ago. But there was certainly a benefit back then, and he saw that benefit. So I hope that answered your question, Brett, and I'd be happy to take more.
All right, so we do have a comment that somebody would like you to just briefly explain the packages. And like I said, if you could touch on those business enroll certificates. And also, Anthony was telling me a couple of the apps that are already, this company already owns, and maybe some of the other future plans that you might have coming, down the track as well.
Absolutely. Well, let's address the certificates first and foremost. One of the reasons for unleashing the certificates is if you have family members or friends that simply just don't have any money and you want to help them, you can actually donate your certificates along with the Bitqy over to that individual. That's just out of the love of your heart more than anything else. And I think we all have some friends and family, et cetera, that we wouldn't mind necessarily doing that for. So that's really the only purpose of the certificates. However, as we talk about the packages, let's get to, well, I'm going to go from high to low, because that's also going to encompass the apps that we have. And this is really important for everybody on the call to understand, is within our organization, we're Bitqyck Inc. We're a technology company. We are hitting real hard out the gates with the quick deals and quick eats market. Who are we addressing? We're going down the throats of Groupon, Living Social, Travelzoo. We're also going to go down the throats of Uber Eats. Okay. And that is the primary or the initial focus. That's not the end goal for the company. The end goal for the company is something probably 99% of us on this call, even myself, don't fully comprehend. We are going to become the cashier on the blockchain. That's right. We're going to become the cashier on the blockchain for an enormous amount of businesses, and even, hate to say it, network marketing companies. And the only reason I hate to say it is I don't want us ever to be confused with the network marketing company, because we're not. But there's going to be a compelling reason for them to do business with us on the blockchain. So with that being said, let's start with the packages. The $1,000 package gives you 66,700 Bitqy. Embedded in that Bitqy is 6,670 shares of common stock in Bitqyck Inc. And all of that's going to be quite significant for you. So I want you to think about 66,700 Bitqy. If our coin, I should say, when our coin goes to $1, your $1,000 just, I'm talking US here for a minute, folks. Your $1,000 just turned to 66,700 when it hits $1. Whether that takes 3 months, 3 years, or 6 years, you've just taken a $1,000 investment to $66,000 and some change. If it goes to 10 or 20, I'll let you do your own math. It gets kind of fun. It gets kind of exciting. It doesn't make you sleep at night. All kinds of weird things. From a additional app standpoint, we've got 2 amazing apps. The first is 15 Winks. That's going after a multi-million-dollar app known as Tinder. Now, Tinder is a dating app. I don't know how many people are familiar with Tinder or not. It's almost immaterial. But let me give you a little history on Tinder. It's a dating app that you can put up any picture you want. So I could put my picture up when I was 20 years old, modeling, doing national TV commercials, and yet go out on a date today at 58, looking nothing like I did at 20, and really upsetting the gal who's trying to date me or is willing to go on a date with me. With this video app, and 15 Winks is a 15-second video app, you cannot fib the dater, and it goes both ways. The woman to the man to the woman, okay? And this is a brilliant little video app. It's already on iTunes, and we have a revenue share for everybody that is buying $1,000 worth of Bitqy. The other thing associated with the other app that we have on there is Employ Me. Now, this is a brilliant, what we call employment app for millennials in particular, but it will be for everybody. And it's a 60-second resume app. Now, think about this for a minute. I hired literally hundreds and hundreds of people in my 22-year career. If I could have had this app, I could have interviewed 60 applicants in 1 hour via my video app, instead of spending 60 hours in front of 60 people. I would have been able to take this app and know I immediately who I would want to bring into my office and spend a half hour, an hour with, because I already know about them. And I would hire 1, 2, or all 3 that quickly. So this will be very dynamic to the applicant, so he or she is not wasting time. This will be very powerful for the employers. And I think it'll spread virally, not only through the universities, but through our own network. We're likely to have over 1 million affiliates by the end of this year, many of which will be participating in the revenue share of these apps, many of which would want to share with their businesses, hey, if you hire people, you want to see this app. It's really cool. And from those 2 elements alone, I believe if you can, and if you can afford it, and I'm going to say this carefully, if you can afford to lose it, it might be the best $1,000 play you've ever had, period. I don't know of any way I could spend $1,000 and get the upside swing that this may be able to do for you. But again, and I say this very carefully, if you cannot afford to lose it, please do not give us $1,000. We have other packages for you to get involved. The next one is at $600, I believe, or Anthony, you might be able to help. I think it's $499, $500, but you get $600 worth of Bitqy. Going off of memory, got nothing in front of me. But $600 worth of Bitqy is 30,000 Bitqy. And then there's $349 where you're going to get 20,000 Bitqy. And then there's $199 where you're going to get 10,000 Bitqy. Now, whatever level makes sense to you, go for it. I don't think you've got anything to lose than the cash that you're putting on the table. Okay, so go with what's comfortable with you from an investment part. If you cannot afford a $199, don't go there. Go ahead, understand what we're doing, because every single affiliate can come on board for free, not a single penny. And you can go out and earn an honest, legitimate income and build a savings account or retirement account or college fund, whatever it is that you're trying to do. You'll be able to do that with us. That's why we will literally hit the marketplace running virally throughout not only our country, but yours too, and other countries. We're getting an enormous amount of play here, and people are just blowing up the phones. And it's a good thing, because literally we'll have 1 million people in this business model. We'll have more people on the streets selling to businesses just here in America than Groupon has worldwide. Think about that. We'll have more selling sales reps in the streets going to businesses within 8 weeks than Groupon has worldwide. And then just think of it as we expand globally. It's going to be monstrous, and you're going to be a part of it, which is why your investment may make a whole lot of sense. Anything else, Brett?
I was just going to post in the chat if anybody else had any other questions. If they could just maybe post it, then I'll unmute each person that wants to ask a question.
Please do.
Yeah. But yeah, it looks pretty awesome to me. And obviously, you know, even though you're starting in the US, I mean, we know that digital currencies are a worldwide phenomenon, probably bigger in some other countries than what they are in America even. So, you know,
Absolutely.
it is really a international massive opportunity here. And we're on the doorstep to Asia here in Australia. So in some regards, we may be on an even bigger, you know, opportunity than what you guys are. So
yeah, and because you said that, I will share with you a story this morning. I got off the phone with somebody after 40 minutes, and he is a true international success in the restaurant business. He's got literally thousands of contacts with multiple franchisee operators in an enormous amount of countries, that he was absolutely blown away as to the flexibility of our plan to drive new business, new volume, new ways of income, all of that to his restaurants. And that man will not sleep tonight, I'll guarantee it. Mm-hmm. So any other questions?
We've had a good one come in here from Chris Sizemore. I maybe just unmute Chris to see if he wants to ask that question directly. Otherwise, I'll repeat it. You there, Chris?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. You want to go ahead?
Yeah. Yeah. So the question I had is, what is driving the price of the coin to go up? And then will there be, I still have a couple of questions. What's driving the price to go up? Will the coins be on the exchange at some point? And then is there going to be a limited number of coins that get created?
Okay, I'm gonna do this one at a time. Okay, the first one is, I'm writing this down. Forgive me. One more time, Chris. Chris, unmute yourself. Oh, what drives the coin? Okay, I remember that. Okay, what drives the coin? Is it going to be on the exchange? And what was the other one?
And will there be a limited number of coins created?
Excellent. First of all, intelligent question, and I'm not patronizing you. I think it's a brilliant question. I think everybody needs to hear the answer. First of all, what drives the coin? Man, if anybody understands what drives the coin, or you didn't, understand this and listen carefully. What drives the coin's value is the number of e-wallets that hold coins, number one, and the activity that exists within those coins, buy, sell, or trade. There has never been a model like this that will release more e-wallets than you'll ever imagine. Now think about this for a minute. I'm going to go back to the one example I had with the 3,500 transactions at that one place of business. Okay, great. We learned that the restaurateur received 906,000 Bitqy. We learned that the guy who sold the concept to the restaurant earned 906,000 Bitqy. But then there's 3,500 transactions. Think about that for a minute. Now that probably represents pretty close to 3,000, maybe as high as 3,300 unique customers. There's be some duplicates in there, I'm sure. Somebody bought multiple quick deals. But let's just say it's 3,000 customers. Every single one of those customers has just opened up an e-wallet. They earn 259 Bitqy per transaction. This is one merchant. We have just touched over 3,000 lives on one merchant. But let me take that one step further. Guess who the referring customer affiliates are? They also earned Bitqy. So if I asked Anthony, or told Anthony this was a great offer on the Quick Deals platform, that calls me a referring customer affiliate. I earned 259 Bitqy. There's no way that just a few people generated 3,500 unique visitors to this place of business. It was probably closer to 1,000, 2,000 customers. So there's another 1,000 or 2,000 wallets. So on a single 60-day transaction through one merchant, we've touched and opened probably 5,000 to 6,000 wallets. That's just one merchant. So what drives the coin? Exactly this e-commerce model. That's why I say this coin has more upside than any digital coin in the market space today, including Bitcoin itself. Because we've kind of missed the window on Bitcoin. It's trading between $1,000 and $1,200 all day long. Nobody wants to buy in now, you know, because that one has some limited capability. So that's what drives the coin. Will it be on the open exchange? Absolutely. As a matter of fact, it should be on the open exchange May 1st, if not sooner. So yes, it's going live very shortly. And are there a limited number of Bitqy? Yes, 10 billion. Now, here's the good news. When you're on the Ethereum platform, you can actually fractionize your Bitqy as it grows in significant value. And that will happen. And that's why I don't play in the games of cents. I play in the games of dollars. When this thing starts to rise at $1 or $2, you're talking about now we're not releasing 906,000 Bitqy in the marketplace for a 3,500 transaction. We might be releasing 10 or 20, depending on what the rate is. You follow me? And so we do have a limited number. but it can be fractionalized, and it can be fractionalized more so with us than what Bitcoin's using. We can actually break it down to 30 different fractions, a single coin. So are we going to run out? No, not at all. But we're going to increase in significant value as we grow exponentially across the world, much less our own country. I hope that answers your questions, Chris. Great questions. You're muted, my friend. Good, thank you. Perfect. Oh, by the way, I like your name and shirt.
All right, thanks.
Anybody else? Brett, you want to take it back, my friend?
Sorry, unmute myself. Yeah, thanks, Chris. Look, you pretty much answered all of my questions. There has one more has just come in from Sal. Will the Quick Deal platform accept Visa and MasterCards?
At the place of business or the purchasing of quick deals and quick eats, absolutely. To purchase Bitqy, not at all. And the reason for that is once we release the Bitqy, it's in your hands. And if you do a chargeback, we're out of luck. And so, and you can't purchase any digital currency through anything other than kind of like an instant cash initiative. We even take US checks out here because we can verify that instantly to where it'll never be a chargeback for us. And so, yeah, so if you're asking for the purchase of Bitqy, no, we won't take a credit card. But if you're asking for the purchase of a quick deal, absolutely.
All right, we've got another question come in from Nicole. I'll just see if she wants to ask that directly. You there, Nicole? I'll go on ahead and ask it. So she's asking about a question about people cashing out. How does one sell back? Can they sell the coins? Is that something?
Yes, absolutely. Great question, Nicole. The liquidity of our coin is going to be light years ahead of what you can with Bitcoin today. As a matter of fact, I think if I heard correctly, it could literally be done within 10 seconds to a few minutes.
Okay, well, that's good. Good news. So yeah, look, Anthony's just confirmed that as well, and Cherie. A lot of us down here in Australia, we're just sort of getting on board with digital wallets and digital currencies, and part of the frustration is the setting up process and then the cashing out process, and just waiting and watching for things to go through. And obviously that's a little bit of what they're talking about with this possible fork with Bitcoin, like to deal with those sorts of issues. So it's really good to hear that this is based on the Ethereum blockchain, which, from what I understand, has already gone through 2 or 3 forks itself in the past, and is much better and quicker technology. Is that something you want to touch on as well?
Yeah, well, absolutely. I think you did a wonderful job, Brett, because when you think about it, Bitcoin is on 8-year-old technology, and if you and I blink today, technology is already changing. And we are on the most advanced technology that exists in the digital space and within the blockchain, more importantly, than Bitcoin will ever be. And it won't be able to go there. Mm-hmm. So that's what takes this opportunity so much higher, if you will. Not only the e-commerce that we have, the e-commerce model that's already proven, but the fact that we're on a digital platform that is in light year speed, the exact same platform that the big guys wanted. And have invested hundreds of millions of dollars in. Those guys are on our website. On our videos. You know who I'm talking about. We're talking about Gates and Branson and the rest of them. So, you're certainly in the right company within this digital space today.
Mm. All right, I think that's all for the questions. I just want to thank you for coming on to this call today, Chris, and sharing this opportunity, this insight knowledge into what's going on with this company, because it really is it's mind blowing what the possibilities are. And look, obviously a few of us have signed up with the free affiliate link, and like you said, if people aren't don't have the cash, we can go ahead and build a big team just of free affiliates. But for those that can afford it, I'll definitely be getting in there and buying a package probably today. Probably aim for that platinum status before the 1st of May. So anybody else wanting to do that, then probably get in touch with myself or one of the people on the call today, and let's really drive this.
Hey Brett, for anybody that's still on the call, let me address platinum just for a little bit, because I really want to paint a vision for all you Australians, and I have a soft heart for Aussies, and I'm not just saying that. Well, two of my best friends helped me build a pool in Hawaii on my massive home over there. It's on 3 levels. It's on a 45-degree angle, and I couldn't find anybody in America that would literally build a pool, much less help me do it with them, because I certainly have that skill set. But I needed some partners, and they came out of Queensland, Australia, and they literally lived with us for a year because there was so much complexities involved in that. So I have a warm heart for those guys, and if you want to track them down, they're Barrier Reef Pools out of Perth, Australia. Wonderful human beings. Anyway, is the platinum pool is something I think you really need to understand. And there you go, Sherry. The platinum pool gives you a very unique opportunity to share in the revenue growth of this company. And when you think about how big and how massive this company can grow, how wonderful would it be to be able to have a share 2 or 3 in a 10% pool that is reserved only for those that acted today, helped us grow this enterprise of affiliates and small or larger size investors, so that you could be compensated for the rest of your lives and the rest of your kids' lives with a share in this pool. This is truly walk-away money. You would never, ever have to do anything other than to reach the status of this pool. And how do you reach that status? And I do have a great story with this, but the easiest way to reach the status is hit $10,000. And whether that's you personally, which a lot of us don't have $10,000 because that's not what we're promoting. But what we are promoting is the $1,000 package and the $500 package, so on and so forth. And I have a young gal that has reached like double platinum by selling $199 packages. That's right, $199 packages. And she's one of actually her and her friend are 2 of the top 5 income earners in our company. And that's 5 figures income, folks. I mean, sometimes it's 5 figures in a week. Okay. And they were able to do that by simply being so compassionate to their fellow Chinese friends by selling these $199 packages. So you don't have to go out and get the big bucks. You just have to go out and share the vision of what we are offering. Tune people into our live Facebook webinars, our live 24/7 webinars, anything it takes to share the vision of this platform. Because at 10% of this pool, I'm going to paint you a real picture. In 3 years, Groupon did 117 million transactions. That generated over $2 billion for that company. 10% of 2 billion is 200 million. If we had 1,000 shares in this pool, and I think we'll have 1,000 shares in this pool, each share is worth $200,000 when we hit 2 billion. We've got a much better model than Groupon. We truly do. We'll have millions of affiliates, quote unquote, salespeople worldwide. Whether it's in a year, 2 or 3, you're still part of that pool. Would I want to be platinum? Yes. I went platinum in a week. I went double platinum in about 10 days. And not because I work for corporate. It had nothing to do with it. It's because I saw the vision of the company. I saw the magnitude of where this company could go. I wanted to help as many people as I could immediately to reach platinum themselves. And I have several in there already. But we have basically the month of April to accomplish that. If you can do that, I'd highly recommend it. You won't regret it. So hopefully that helps.
All right. Yeah, thanks, Chris. That's got me excited. So, yeah, look, I just want to thank you again for coming on the call today, and also Anthony and Nicole Burkett for setting it up, and also Chris for introducing me to the opportunity. So, yeah, looks like we've got a bit of work ahead of us. But yeah, we're up for a challenge. So,
Very good.
thank you
Thank you
very
all,
much.
and good luck, Sherry. She'll
Yeah,
understand that in a minute. She said she's not sleeping tonight.
no, Cherie's from Queensland, and we're from
Uh,
Perth. So we probably we've heard of the Barrier Reef Pool. So yeah, maybe somebody. Have you signed them up already? Yeah.
oh, from Queensland. Oh, great question. No,
Yeah.
I haven't reached out to Bernie yet. So
Yeah.
knock yourself out.
Yeah. Okay. No worries. Thanks again, everybody, and
All
have a good
right.
time.